Hi, I'm Eric Lanask, and I'm talking with Paytech's Chief Operating Officer, EJ Butler, here at the IT Expo in Miami. EJ, welcome. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So there's a lot of exciting stuff going on with Paytech and with Allworks. We talked about some of what's been going on with the new Allworks announcements at an earlier interview today. I thought maybe today, you mentioned you've got some exciting stuff going on in the data center side.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. Paytech is, probably about 40% of our sales now are coming from the data side of the house, and it's a growing number every year. Our MPLS product is really taking off, and what that is leading us into is we're engaging our customers much more now at the CIO level. And the CIOs are not only involved in making the telecom decisions, but they're also wrestling with how are they going to host all their servers, how are they going to build out the environmentals, for all the infrastructure, the gear, the storage devices that they need to maintain for their businesses. When we acquired US-LEC 3 years ago, they had a data hosting business that was based down in Conshohocken, Pennsylvania. They have another facility in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Twice in the last 3 years, we've expanded those facilities. And last year, the senior officer team, in collaboration with our product development folks, our marketing team, our sales folks, we're responding to not only our customers that are telling us, but also surveys that we're doing, materials that are out in the industry. We need to invest more in the data hosting, business here at Paytech. So this year, we are opening up 4 new data centers. I'm happy to announce that just yesterday, we signed a lease on a 92,000 square foot facility outside of Boston, where we're going to be expanding the data hosting capabilities not only for folks in New England, but around the country, because we will be opening up centers later this year in Texas, Arizona, Florida, and we're looking at another site potentially in North Carolina. So we're really going full bore into the data hosting environment, and it's something that I think you can look to see a lot more of Paytech doing that in some of our other markets in the years to come.
What's driving the need for you to expand? What's driving the need for the interest in data hosting from your customers?
I think it's purely, customer appetite, need. The servers are getting bigger. The storage requirements are getting larger. The environmentals that they need to build in their own, facilities in order to support the data applications are growing ever larger. So they're looking for alternatives in whether or not they are budget constrained to make investments so that they can build out their own data centers on premise, or they're looking for places where they can save on some of their not just CapEx but OpEx costs and utilities, that cost for supporting these centers on site. Aside from that, in the Paytech environment, you can also get connectivity to our network very inexpensively. And so, the dual service components of being able to, first of all, take your, facility, your data hosting requirements off premise, but also being able to get access to, network services has made it, a very attractive option for them to look to move outside of their own facilities when it comes to their data requirements.
Why move in to open up new facilities as opposed to continuing to expand some of those existing data centers?
Oh, that's a good question. We have done a couple of expansions to our existing facilities down in Pennsylvania, and it's just a question of space now. Mm-hmm. We're getting to a point where those facilities are kind of maxed out on the physical footprint and how far we can expand those. But the other thing that we've found in feedback from our customers is they'd like to preferably be within maybe a 3 or 4 hour drive of being able to get to those centers. Even though we offer some basic hot hands maintenance at those locations, they do want to be able to deploy their own personnel if they need to swap out gear or if they need to do upgrades to the equipment that's on site. So having it somewhere which is within a reasonable commute, makes a lot of sense for them. And as we've expanded the footprint into Paytech, it only makes sense that we bring the data centers out closer to the customers.
Sure, makes an awful lot of sense. What are some of the things that you looked at when trying to determine where would be a other than location, proximity to customers, where to locate these?
It's a great question. If you look at the existing facilities that we acquired, because we asked the same question, why are they in Bethlehem and Conshohocken, Pennsylvania, instead of being in Center City, Philadelphia? And what we found, and also in talking to our customers, is they'd like to be off the main electrical grid that are servicing, the metropolitan areas in the event of whether or not there is, power outages, whether in the event that there was some kind of security threat. They wanted to have, their facilities off the main power grids for a major metropolitan area. The Boston facility is off the main Boston grid. The facility that we're looking at in Phoenix, which is a Paytech-owned switching center that has ample space for us to open up a data center, not only will help out with our Arizona-based customers, but it's a close enough commute for our Southern California customers, and it's off the main LA power grid. So I think when you look at where we're putting these, we're trying to look at areas that not only are close enough or within a good geographical, maybe center point for as large a customer concentration as we can, but places that also give them some comfort that they're not right online with the main metropolitan electric grid in the areas where they've got the concentration of their operations.
Makes an awful lot of sense. How quickly are you going to fill up these new data centers?
Well, it's interesting. We expanded. We went down and had a ribbon cutting less than a year ago for the additional square footage that we put in, 20,000 square feet, in one of our Pennsylvania facilities, and that facility is almost out of space. I think, when we're looking at it, we're going to give, I don't want to say first choice, but I think we will be circumspect of bringing in people that don't just want to host their equipment at our location, although we will have ample space set aside for that, but people that Paytech is getting a larger percent of their network services. So we'll try to use it as a way that we can kind of fight unfair and trying to attract people, another reason to attract people to our robust product line of voice and data services.
Certainly right in line with the strategy of finding any way you can to get your foot in the door.
Yeah, I think that's always been a big mantra of Paytech, is that when you're going up against the AT&Ts, Quests, and Verizon of the world that have share and name recognition, you need to find other ways to differentiate yourself. And certainly data hosting is not only responding to the request and the needs of our customers, but it's another way that we can differentiate ourselves from some of our competitors.
Absolutely. Excellent. Been talking here at IT Expo with Paytech's EJ Butler. EJ, thanks a lot for joining me.
Oh, no problem. Thanks, Sarah. Take care.